Greetings, my fellow freedom silent thinkers. This is LO3's newest podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida. And today's date is Saturday, April 7th, 2018. It's getting a little bit warm in the heart of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, just in the Himmershey district. And always enjoying this area, even though it has this ups and downs. But overall, I always appreciate the people who work in this environment, create fantastic relationships with the workers in here, trying to make a living and provide service for everyone at the best of their ability. So please, if you come in this area, show some respect, courtesy, and it will return to you without any hesitation. Yeah, it looks like Sushi Song got busted in early this morning. It's a real shame. I don't know what it looks like, evidence and all that, but that's all I know right now. So everyone out there, please be safe and keep your guard up, even if you have a business or in your homes as well. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to be talking a couple things here, and this one actually just came out from the Daily Mail, got my eye, and this one's entitled "Red Flag: Homeland Security hiring media monitoring services to compile journalists and media influencer database." So if you inspire people, you'd be on their crap list. Ain't that sweet? God bless the state. Bend over to get ahead in life. All right. This is, as it reads here, on April 3rd, the Department of Homeland Security posted an ad to fedbizops.gov, Federal Business Opportunities. That is the government's website where they post contractor work. You can look at it. Gives you the whole website there, fbo.gov, and you could just type in the title and you'll get it, dailymail.com. It says here, they want a database with a built-in search and alert feature. The DHS is looking for something that they can search to see which publications, journalists, and social media influencers are talking about the DHS and what they are saying. Point 02 scope. The contractor shall provide MPPD-OUS for traditional and social media monitoring and communication solutions. Point 03 objective. Services shall enable MPPD-OUS to monitor traditional news sources as well as social media, identify any and all media coverage related to the Department of Homeland Security or a particular event. Services shall provide media comparison tools, design and rebranding tools, communication tools, and the ability to identify top media influencer. Oh my goodness. They hate competition, do they? I guess everyone's learning the book Propaganda by Edward Bernays on public relations is backfiring, so they're pretty damn desperate, I would say. Correct? Now, I'll continue on here. The DHS wants the ultimate surveillance dashboard where they can know real-time anyone is saying about them around the world. So if you talk smack about this department, you'd be considered a terrorist. Can we say Fidel Castro would be extremely proud? Because if you criticize the Castro regime and even the Cuban government today, you could get thrown in jail. This is just an example. You can't criticize us. That's a threat. So we'll proceed. The ability to track global online sources for coverage relevant to Washington and the 6 media hubs. Ability to track 290,000 global news sources. Ability to track online print, broadcast, cable, radio, trade, and industry publications, local sources, national, international outlets, traditional news sources, and social media. They want to monitor worldwide media that has any mention of the Department of Homeland Security or a specific event that they are interested in. Homeland Insecurity. Oh, that's offensive. How dare you make fun of us? They make repeated mention of social media. This is not just journalists. The DHS will monitor is any conversation on social media which mentions DHS. This is real cute, right? Overview of search results in terms of online articles, social media conversations. They literally want the name of every Facebook, Twitter user that mentioned the DHS. They also have the ability to zero in on everyone discussing a mass shooting or terrorist attack. So if you believe like the subject of the past couple of shootings, is pertaining to Operation Gladio, you will be on their target. You will be zeroed in because you're hurting their feelings or discouraging their program. Exactly. That's just how it is. They hate when the truth hurts, do they? But this is how these parasites think. Ability to analyze the media coverage in terms of content, volume, sentiment, geographical spread, top publications, media channels, reach, AVE, top posters, influences, languages, momentum, circulation. The DHS will have to break down of who supports them and who doesn't. Thousands standing around. Oh man, this is great. Okay, they will know who is gaining traction with their message and who is not. They will know what locations support the DHS and which regions are full of dissidents. So it's like something like, Hitler will be proud. Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil. We will bend over for you, bend over for the state, and we'll do it. We'll give you the guys. We respect them as Adolf Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Mao Tse-tung, Ken Hai-shek, etc. God bless the government, the New World Order, yay! That's how they want you to believe. That's what they want you to think. So if you're critical, you'd be on their crap list. How inspiring, right? Ability to build media lists based on beat, location, outlet, type, size, and journalist role. They are making a naughty and nice list. Each influencer found present contact details and any other information that could be relevant, including publications this influencer writes for, and for an overview of the previous coverage published by the media influencer. The DHS will profile any journalist that has been critical of the agency, but they will also have access to any influencers who can spin the DHS in a positive light. How this all on the official government's website. There's a list on there. You can see it for yourselves. They say it openly. I like I said, no conspiracy theory, no secret sources. They say it openly. This can be viewed in two ways and will likely be utilized in both. The DHS will chill free speech since journalists and media outlets now know they will be closely watched for mentioning Department of Homeland Security. The DHS will spread pro-DHS propaganda through social media influencers and friendly news sources. This absolutely goes contrary to the First Amendment to the freedom of speech and freedom of the press. The media will be profiled and monitored based on their coverage of the Department of Homeland Security. Journalists now know that if they criticize the DHS, they will come under the scrutiny. God bless the New World Order. Imperialism is the only way. You don't have to play by the rules of the corrupt politicians, the manipulative media, and brainwashed peers. When you subscribe to Daily Bail, you'll also get a free guide. So, that is interesting. When you offend them, they'll be watching you like a hawk. How dare you offend the Department of Homeland Security? Insecurity, that is. Well, this is what happens when you folks out there assume, not all, but a good amount, want to leave your security eggs in the hands of the government. I have nothing to hide. Well, who cares what you think? I'm not going to pull down my pants for the state either. All right? There's a big difference. Since 2 days after September 11th, when they announced the Department of Homeland Security, I questioned it immediately. Why? Because gotta pay attention. I'm no expert and boldly admit that. That's for the first-time listeners, new listeners, and all that. One thing for sure, it'd be called red flag in the name of the war on terror, which is a conflagration against its people, not just in the United States, but rather around the world. New World Order propaganda at its finest. This is why I always say, from Jefferson's quote, a little rebellion now and then is good. Because he's absolutely correct. You never trust the government and its agencies. Plain and simple. Like I said before in the past, government in Latin means control of the mind. Okay. That's enough. So you know what? The more you piss them off, then it has to be good. Woo! Okay, well, it's going to be a short episode. And I'm still on my phone, but I'm not crying in the wind. And forgive me if I haven't put any footnotes on my last few episodes. Please forgive me, because I am not too thrilled about it either. I'm not making excuses. So, this one here came from the 10th Amendment Center a few days ago. And it says here, signed by Governor, Wisconsin law takes on asset forfeiture federal equitable sharing program. And it says here on April 4th. So April 3rd has happened. Yesterday, Wisconsin Governor Scott Walker signed a bill into law that reforms the state's asset forfeiture laws to prohibit the state from taking property without a criminal conviction in most situations. The legislation also takes a small but important step toward closing a federal loophole that allows police to circumvent strict state forfeiture laws by passing the cases off to the feds. Hey, I can be critical towards Governor Walker, but this one here, you gotta give him the thumbs up. Like him or not, thank him if you live in Wisconsin. It's very good. I'm very pleased. Senator Dave Craig, Republican from town of Vernon, along with bipartisan coalition of 26 legislators, introduced Senate Bill 61 last year, and it carried over to the 2018 session. The legislation reformed Wisconsin law by requiring a criminal conviction before prosecutors can proceed with asset forfeiture in most situations. It will also raise the evidentiary requirement for forfeiture from a preponderance of evidence to clear and convincing evidence. The new law requires forfeiture money to primarily go into the state common school fund, but allow police to keep up to 50% of proceeds for administrative expenses of seizures, maintenance of custody, advertising, and court costs, and the cost of investigation and prosecution reasonably incurred. The Senate passed SB 61 by 22-10. The Assembly concurred sending the bill to the governor's desk with Scott Walker's signature. The law goes into effect April 5th. So it occurred on a Thursday, which is great. I'm very pleased to hear that. Civil asset forfeiture reform is an important step to ensure that no person is deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law as guaranteed by the Fifth Amendment. Craig told the Journal Sentinel last year when the bill was introduced. Passage of SB 61 also takes a step closer, closing a loophole that allows state and local police to get around more strict state asset forfeiture laws in a vast majority of situations. It is particularly important in light of a new policy directive issued last July by Attorney General Jeff Sessions from the Department of Justice. A federal loophole. A federal program known as equitable sharing allows prosecutors to bypass more stringent state asset forfeiture laws by passing cases off to the federal government through a process known as adoption. The new DOJ directive reiterates full support for the equitable sharing program, directs federal law enforcement agencies to aggressively utilize it, and sets the stage to expand it in the future. Law enforcement agencies often bypass more strict state forfeiture laws by claiming cases are federal in nature. Under these arrangements, state officials simply hand cases over to the federal agency, participate in the case, and then receive up to 8% of the proceeds. However, when states merely withdraw from participation, the federal directive loses its impact. Until recently, California faces this situation. The state has some of the strongest state-level restrictions on civil asset forfeiture in the country, but state and local police were circumventing the state process by passing cases to the feds. According to a report by the Institute for Justice, Police for Profiting, California ranks the worst offenders of all states in the country between 2000 and 2013. In other words, California law enforcement was passing off a lot of cases to the feds and collecting the loot. The state closed the loophole in 2016, which is good. See, even Jerry Brown and even the legislation in California have some sense as well. So that's one good thing about it. So I give them kudos for that. SB 61 takes a step forward, closing the loophole by reducing the financial incentive. It prohibits law enforcement agencies from collecting equitable funding money unless there is a federal or state criminal conviction on the crime that was basis for the seizure. police also have to produce an itemized report on every case transferred to federal jurisdiction. If there is a federal or state criminal conviction for the crime that was the basis for the seizure, the agency may accept all proceeds. If there is no federal or state criminal conviction, the agency may not accept any proceeds, except that the agency may accept all proceeds if one of the following circumstances applies and is explained in the report submitted under this subsection. And it says, let me see. B, defendant was deported by the United States government. C, the defendant has granted immunity. I don't see any A here. Immunity in exchange for testifying or otherwise assisting in law enforcement investigation or prosecution. D, defendant fled the jurisdiction. E, the property has been unclaimed for a period of at least 9 months. While this provision doesn't prohibit Wisconsin law enforcement agencies from passing the case to the feds, it reduces the financial incentive to do so. The reporting requirements also make abuses of the system transparent and could create a momentum necessary to completely close the loophole down the road. Passage of SB 61 takes a first step toward addressing the loophole. As the 10th Amendment Center previously reported, the federal government inserted itself into asset forfeiture debate in California. The feds clearly want the policy to continue. Why? We can only guess, but perhaps the feds recognize paying state and local police agencies directly in cash for handling their enforcement would reveal their weakness. After all, the federal government would find it nearly impossible to prosecute its unconstitutional war on drugs without state or local assistance. Asset forfeiture equitable sharing provides a pipeline the feds use to incentivize state and local police to serve as a de facto arms of the federal government by funneling billions of dollars into their budgets. Well, good thing about it, because it's just another step closer on telling the feds to get the hell out of my state. These whole little transferring games to the federal case is nothing more than an corporate indoctrination, and it does jeopardize the 10th Amendment, states' rights, as far as I'm concerned. So I gotta give Governor Walker and Mr. David Craig, his name, Davis Craig, Senator Craig, Senator Craig, for, and all the people, the legislators that voted for it, give them a thumbs up. This is fantastic. Another step closer, brother, to the feds, the end of the drug war and other tyrannical propaganda. Blowback is happening. So, yes, a lot of crap, a lot of stuff is occurring. A lot of battles are being brought up on the state, federal, state, and local level. Don't worry, but I love seeing these things happening. And just give the thumbs up, man. Kudos for these folks. And you know what? Give them a round of applause. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. I love it. All right, my friends, that's it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share us throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or maybe something that's interesting you may want to check out, whatever you do, please address your correspondence with decorum. You can hit me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, Tumblr, YouTube, Freedoms Network, Minds.com, FutureClub.net, Gab.ai, which is Gab, or you can get me at patreon.com/LookYouLuck3 with 3 eyes. If you want to be a donor, that'd be great. In addition, you can email me at lookyourluck3@gmail.com, or to your encrypted one, especially with the Proton Mail account. I have one. It's lookyourluck03@protonmail.com. That's all for now, my friends. Once again, thank you for your time. Plus, always remember that the demoniac resistance healthy for the soul can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading love. And may your guardian spirits be with you.